Hawaii is a unique state in many ways, and its approach to habitability law is no exception. The combination of a tropical climate, island geography, and a strong culture of tenant protection creates a regulatory environment that mainland landlords may find surprising. Hawaii's landlord-tenant law is found in Hawaii Revised Statutes Chapter 521, the Residential Landlord-Tenant Code. This statute is comprehensive and applies to all residential rental agreements in the state. Hawaii adopted many principles from the Uniform Residential Landlord and Tenant Act, but tailored them to reflect the state's specific needs and values. Under Section 521-42, Hawaii landlords have extensive obligations. You must comply with all applicable building and housing codes that materially affect health and safety. You're required to keep the premises in a fit and habitable condition, maintain the structural components in good repair, including the roof, walls, floors, and foundation, keep plumbing systems in working order with hot and cold running water, maintain safe electrical systems, provide and maintain adequate ventilation, which in Hawaii's tropical climate is as important as heating is in northern states. Keep the property free from rodent and insect infestations. Maintain common areas in a clean and safe condition. Provide working smoke detectors. Supply trash receptacles and arrange for removal. And maintain any supplied appliances in working condition. Now let's talk about what makes Hawaii different from virtually every other state. The tropical climate creates habitability issues that landlords on the mainland rarely think about. Mold and mildew are constant threats in Hawaii's humid environment. Termite damage is widespread across all the islands and requires ongoing prevention and treatment. Ventilation and airflow are critical. A unit that doesn't breathe in Hawaii's humidity will develop mold problems quickly. And because many Hawaiian rental properties are older construction with louvered windows and limited insulation, maintaining weather tightness has a different meaning here than it does on the mainland. Pest control in Hawaii is another significant issue. Beyond termites, the state deals with cockroaches, centipedes, and rodents at levels that mainland landlords might find extreme. The landlord's obligation to keep the property free from infestations is an ongoing responsibility that requires regular pest treatment rather than a one-time fix. Hawaii's remedy process is detailed and tenant-friendly. When a habitability issue arises, the tenant must notify the landlord. For conditions that affect health or safety, the landlord has a specific time frame to respond. If the landlord fails to make the repair, Hawaii gives tenants several powerful remedies under Section 521-64. Tenants can pursue rent reduction through the courts for the diminished value of the unit. They can make repairs and deduct the cost from rent, up to 1 month's rent, if the landlord fails to act after proper notice. They can report violations to the county building or housing department for inspection and enforcement. And in cases where the failure to maintain essential services makes the unit substantially uninhabitable, the tenant can terminate the lease. Hawaii also has a specific provision for essential services failures. Under Section 521-63, if the landlord deliberately or negligently fails to supply running water, hot water, electricity, gas, or other essential services, the tenant can give reasonable notice and take one of several actions. Procure the essential service and deduct the cost. Recover damages based on diminished rental value, or obtain substitute housing while the service is interrupted and deduct that cost from rent. One thing that's particularly important in Hawaii is the state's approach to security and common area maintenance. Because many Hawaiian rental properties are part of multi-unit buildings or complexes, often with shared outdoor spaces, pools, and walkways, the obligation to maintain common areas is significant. Slip and fall hazards from wet surfaces, poorly maintained stairs, and inadequate lighting are common sources of liability for Hawaii landlords. Hawaii's housing market dynamics also play a role. The state has some of the highest housing costs in the nation, and the rental market is extremely tight on most islands. This creates a power imbalance that the legislature has addressed through strong tenant protections. Landlords who allow properties to deteriorate knowing that tenants have few alternative housing options face both legal consequences and public scrutiny. Hawaii's anti-retaliation protections are found in Section 521-74. Landlords cannot increase rent, decrease services, or attempt eviction in retaliation for a tenant exercising any right under the Landlord-Tenant Code. This includes making habitability complaints, contacting government agencies, or participating in tenant organizations. The protection applies broadly, and courts in Hawaii take retaliation claims seriously. For the complete guide to Hawaii habitability laws, visit tenantscreeningbackgroundcheck.com and subscribe to our channel to stay covered in every state and territory.